Imagine an archipelago of over 300 emerald green islands, scattered across the crystal-clear waters of the Western Pacific. This is Palau, a place that looks like a postcard from paradise, but is actually one of the most forward-thinking nations on Earth. While other countries talk about conservation, Palau lives it. It is a nation that has decided its natural beauty is not just a resource to be used, but a sacred trust to be protected, even at the cost of its own economy. To understand Palau, you have to look at the Rock Islands. These are ancient limestone reefs that have been pushed up out of the ocean and weathered into the shape of giant green mushrooms. They are surrounded by lagoons that hold some of the highest marine biodiversity on the planet. But the most famous spot in these islands is a place that feels like another dimension: Jellyfish Lake. Here, millions of golden jellyfish have lived in isolation for thousands of years. Because they have no natural predators in this lake, they have completely lost their ability to sting. You can swim among them in a silent, pulsing dance of life that exists nowhere else on the globe. But Palau's relationship with its environment goes far deeper than tourism. It is rooted in an ancient tradition called Bul. In Palauan culture, when a leader saw that a reef was being overfished or a forest was being depleted, they would declare a Bul, a total ban on taking anything from that area until it had time to recover. In 2015, the modern government of Palau took this ancient concept and applied it to their entire territory. They created the Palau National Marine Sanctuary, a massive protected area the size of California where all commercial fishing is banned. They gave up millions in fishing fees to ensure that their ocean would remain full of life for generations to come. This commitment to the earth is something every visitor experiences the moment they land. When you arrive at the airport, the immigration officer doesn't just stamp your passport. They ask you to sign the Palau Pledge. It is a promise, written into your passport, that you will tread lightly, act kindly, and explore mindfully. It is the first time in history that a country has changed its immigration laws specifically to protect its environment. You are not just a tourist in Palau. You are a temporary guest of the ecosystem. The history of Palau is one of resilience and complex layers. Like many Pacific islands, it was caught in the crossfire of the 20th century. It was a Spanish colony, then German, then Japanese, and finally an American-administered territory after World War II. One of the bloodiest battles in the Pacific took place on the island of Palau. Today, the rusted tanks and downed planes of that conflict are being reclaimed by the jungle, serving as silent monuments to a war that the Palauan people never asked for but were forced to endure. Despite these external influences, Palauan society remains deeply traditional. It is a matrilineal culture, where women hold the power to choose and remove the male chiefs. The Vai, or traditional meeting house, is the center of community life, decorated with intricate carvings that tell the history and legends of the clans. It is a society that has successfully integrated modern democracy with ancient customs, creating a stable and prosperous republic that gained its full independence in 1994. Economically, Palau is at a crossroads. It relies heavily on tourism, but it is high-value, low-impact tourism. They don't want millions of people. They want people who respect the water. But being a small island nation also makes Palau one of the most vulnerable places on Earth to climate change. Rising sea levels and ocean acidification are direct threats to the reefs that provide their food and their income. For Palau, Environmentalism isn't a political choice. It is a matter of national survival. The people of Palau call their home Palau, and they see themselves as part of the ocean, not separate from it. They have created the world's first shark sanctuary, banned sunscreens that harm coral reefs, and lead the world in marine conservation. They are proof that a small nation can have a massive voice on the global stage. Palau is a reminder of what the world can look like when we value the future over the immediate present. It is a place where the water is so clear you can see the shadows of sharks cruising over the coral, and where the air is filled with the scent of tropical flowers and salt spray. It is a sanctuary in every sense of the word. It is a tiny nation that is teaching the rest of the world a very big lesson: that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. When you think about the Palau Pledge, do you think more countries should require visitors to sign a contract of respect for the environment? Or should the responsibility of conservation fall entirely on the government? Thanks for watching.